Alright, welcome everybody. I'm very excited to have my good friend Mr. Stephen Hightower by my side. Stephen, welcome back.
Man, thank you so much for having me.
Very good to have you back. By popular request, a man of many talents and of many skills, and we're going to specify today, we're going to talk about goal setting. We're also going to talk about something that you're very passionate about, that you've been wanting to do for a very long time, and that is a nutrition challenge, but we're going to keep that for the end of the video. We're going to start with goal setting. And how do you want to introduce this subject? Do you want to talk about your personal experience maybe?
I want to talk about my personal experience. And in the past, I would say that if people know me, people that do know me closely, when it comes to goal setting, I tend to have some very grandiose ideas. I tend to set a lot of goals all at the same time, but my follow through is not very great. Usually I either spread myself too thin or whatever the case may be, my goal setting process was not very good. And that's been an issue for me for a very long time. But then I came across this concept called Whoopie. It was actually introduced to me from Ed. We all know Ed Haynes, the founder of Coastal Fitness, our Lord and Savior. And he put me onto this podcast called Whoopie. By Ben Bergeron over at CrossFit New England. So I went home, I watched the podcast, and it resonated with me very well. Very, very much so. And that's kind of something that I want to share.
Awesome. Could you start by explaining what Whoopie is?
Yeah. So Whoopie is an acronym. WHOOPIE. The WH stands for wishes and hopes. O stands for outcome. The second O stands for obstacles, P for planning, I for identity, and E for execution.
Perfect. Yeah. Good. So I think you found a great way to explain this because you've tested it out in your own life. And could you tell me a little bit about that experiment that you tried out using this methodology?
Yeah, for sure. So using my own personal experience, like I said, I watched the podcast and I kind of wanted to test this out. So. Ed, again, he had mentioned something about cold showers, and it kind of resonated with me as well. So I did a little bit of research, and I came up with the idea of doing a 30-day cold shower challenge. Wow. And basically, the idea is to take a cold shower every day for 30 days. So I took that concept and I applied the Whoopie method, and I basically wrote out my whole Whoopie method, if you will, and I'm just going to share that, use that as my example. So what I did is I went home and I wrote down what is my wish and my hope. My wish and my hope is to do a 30-day cold shower challenge, right? That's my W and my H, my wish and my hope. My outcome, I wanted to make it a little bit more specific, okay? Make it quantifiable.
Nice.
Okay? So I turned that kind of vague statement into I want to start tomorrow and I'm going to take a cold shower every morning when I wake up for the next 30 days.
Important stuff.
Quantifiable, and it's something that can be measured, right? Then I wanted to attach identity. It's the second part of the whole outcome, is attaching an emotion to your outcome. And I asked myself, like, how is achieving this goal going to make me feel? And essentially, for me, accomplishing a goal is very rewarding, and it gives me a great sense of pride. And I tied that emotion to my outcome, and that solidified or ingrained or made that connection a lot more strong, a lot more powerful. So then I moved on to my O, okay, which is obstacles. Okay, so I mapped out, what are my potential obstacles with facing this particular goal. And for me, most of it was mental. Whether it be, when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to not be in the mood. I'm going to not feel great.
Sure.
Or I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be in a rush. Or I'm going to wake up and the building's water might be cut off. That's something that I have no control over.
True.
Okay, so those are some potential obstacles. Okay, so then you move on to the next phase, which is the P, which is the plan. How do you plan for these particular goals? And what I like to use is what's called an if-then statement. If this happens, then this will be my solution.
Wow.
So using the examples I mentioned before, if I wake up in the morning and I'm not feeling very good, I'm going to take a cold shower regardless, right? If I wake up in the morning and the water has been cut off in my building and there's no water coming out of the faucet, well, what I'm going to do is, if I wake up and that happens, then I'm going to work and I'm going to take a cold shower or if I have to, I'm going to go to Victoria Park and dive into the fountain.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be, I'm going to continue this challenge
Wow.
regardless, right?
Amazing.
And that was very powerful for me. Once you map out the if and the thens,
The pitfalls,
right?
right?
It makes it a lot easier
So
for you
true.
to follow through.
Mhm.
Then you've got the identity, the I. If you attach your identity to those obstacles, then you again create more attachment, more connection with what it is that you want to do and the things that are standing in your way. So, for instance, I'm the type of person that, and if you put that statement before, I'm the type of person that is going to wake up and take a cold shower even if I am in a bad mood or even if I don't feel like it. I'm the type of person that will go jump in the fountain at Victoria Park if the water is cut off in my
Yeah.
throat, right?
Yeah.
So I've attached my identity to those obstacles. Again, just kind of reaffirming that whole the whole goal setting process and the obstacles and the pitfalls. But none of that is all of that is for naught if you don't follow through with the
course.
E, which is execute.
Execution.
And that's kind of like the duh of it, but that's what I was not doing with a lot of my goals is I wasn't executing. So if you don't execute, none of that makes sense. This whole process is just a good way for you to map out if, for one, if a goal is good for you,
True.
and two, how do you organize yourself to be successful?
Amazing.
Mhm.
I really loved how you explained this so very well. What is one takeaway that people could take home, try out?
For me, I think the if-then statements are very, very powerful. It's easy to set goals for yourself and kind of look at obstacles, but if you don't figure out what the potential solutions are, then you end up having to figure out a solution on the spot.
True.
And you might end up not making the best decision. So if you can map those things out in advance and ask yourself, if this happens, then this is my solution, then you're more likely to follow through with your
Goal.
plan.
Awesome. Amazing. So something that I really liked from this concept is mapping out those potential pitfalls, like you just said. It's really awesome because that is something we start off with a lot of enthusiasm, and then something happens that we didn't figure would happen, and that would potentially block our goal setting.
Right.
So that's really awesome. Good. I think that's really great. So I want to move on to your nutrition challenge. Could you talk more about it? Why are you so passionate about it, and what is it?
Well, first, what it is, it's we're calling it the Clean and Lean Nutrition Challenge. And essentially, what it is, it's just a focus on eating whole foods, eating clean over the course of 6 weeks. And I'm passionate about it because I think that nutrition is the pillar for good health, the pillar for happiness, the pillar for a lot of things.
True.
And if there's anything that I feel like that I can contribute to my community is some more nutrition.
Amazing.
That's why I'm passionate about it.
Great. So could you explain us a little bit the format of the challenge? I know you don't maybe want to say too much, but
Well, without
maybe
giving away
briefly.
too many
Yeah.
details, we'll have more details, later down the road. But essentially, it's a six week challenge, and what we're doing is we're providing, meal plans, and we're providing, what else are we providing?
Providing accountability.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah,
accountability. We've got this software that we're going to be using that allows us to keep our clients accountable. They get to check in on a daily basis, and
Interesting.
are they staying on track? And if not, then we have the opportunity to reach out, and it's not just a guessing game. Like if you're not checking in, then I know that you may not be following through, and then I have the opportunity to check up and kind of help motivate you if needed.
Awesome. I'm so excited about this challenge. Curious to know more about it. I'm gonna let you continue with your busy day. Thank you so much for your time. And guys, if you want to know more about this concept of Whoopee, Steven has made a beautiful blog post that he's gonna post on our website, and maybe we're gonna link it into the link down below. If you like this video, also thumbs up, like and subscribe to our channel, and looking forward to the next episode.
Thank you
Steven,
so much. Always a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Till next time. See you.